Hi guys, I hope you're all doing well. I'm here to talk about a national issue, which is college homelessness. Finances are really hard to balance, especially while attending college, and even harder when you have no parental support. There are over 30,000 students nationwide that are classified as homeless. But what are our colleges doing to help these students? So, constructing a thriving study environment for college students includes access to a stable place to stay. But sadly, around 30,000 college students nationwide are homeless. Colleges should set aside funding to implement housing for homeless students to set them up for success. We will look at the statistics on being a homeless student and impact it has on graduation, what colleges are doing and what they're not doing, and lastly, how colleges can afford to do this and how this will affect their students' success. Let's look at some statistics. Let's look at this graph right here. In this graph shows a survey taken by the Hope Center for College, Community, and Justice. This shows for students at a 2-year college, 70% of their students were food and house insecure, and 13% were said to be homeless. For the 4-year university, 61% said that they were food or house insecure, and 9% were homeless. Certain groups of people are more susceptible to being homeless. And in an article by the Association of American Colleges and University states that certain groups of students face a higher risk of basic need insecurity. Students at a 2-year institution, African Americans, LGBTQ students, students with prior military service, former foster youth, students with prior criminal convictions, and students listed as independent from their parents or guardians for financial aid purposes. Now, another survey taken in 2019 of community college students in California shows that 19% of students attending California's community college systems have experienced homelessness in the last year, while 60% have experienced recent housing insecurity, and then 50% have struggled with food insecurity. This is about 1 in every 5 community college students. And in a survey taken in 2017, a total of 32,000 students were recorded to be homeless by the U.S. Department of Education. This number, the 32,000 students, is a national number and not just for California. The majority of homeless students are, in fact, community college students, but this does affect us university students. Well, like I said before, 9%, which doesn't seem like a lot, actually totals to a lot, are homeless. This affects colleges greatly, and for one, graduation rates go down due to the unstable home environment, due to factors such as having to work more for rent and food or whatever they need, and they cannot afford childcare, which means that they don't have as much mental attention to school and they have to focus on another person, and no internet access besides like Starbucks and such. But sometimes these places require you to spend money to use their internet, which is not very ideal for these people. And where can they study when all the libraries are closed? And are they able to afford food and eat enough every day? Hunger affects mental function. Some solutions that colleges and universities are doing to help this problem are opening food banks on campus. A student last semester opened up a survey to take about food insecurity and housing insecurity for our students. And the result from those numbers taken from the survey, we opened up Living Well Pantry. Another thing that universities are doing are providing access or connections to homeless shelters. There are bills being brought to the table right now, which would require the California Community College system to make its college parking accessible all night to any enrolled student in good standing. This bill is Assembly Bill 302. Lastly, colleges are starting low-income housing programs on campus, which would make monthly rent vastly lower than apartments around the area, such as our neighbor Orange Coast College. The program Harbor launches next fall. I transferred from OCC, and I was able to participate in the process of deciding whether the program was launched or not. But OCC has been taking steps to fight homelessness by providing a food pantry, free food on campus, free childcare for students for a long time now. But why should colleges do anything in the first place? When I think of the issues with homelessness across America, I cannot help to think about how tuition has changed in the last 30 years. A quote by Bernie Sanders touches on what this means. Just 30 years ago, tuitions and fees at a public four-year university totaled a little over $3,000 per year. That same degree today costs more than $10,000 in tuition, fees, and more. And with the room and board, it is around $21,000 per year, which is quite a lot. But meanwhile, median hourly wages for college graduates have risen less than 1% since 2001. How are college students expected to keep up with the financial demands? Most universities and colleges have funding set aside from the government for individuals who need it. If a student can accurately provide evidence of a housing need, that should be provided, just like tuition is for low-income students. All the demands that these students go through causes them to be at a higher risk of depression, especially if it feels like nothing's getting better and it's only getting worse. They lose a sense of hope. With all these factors about homelessness together, we can see how high the rates are and the numbers are currently, but they are getting worse at rapid rates right now. So, in conclusion, think about all the demands that you have with school, whether you have to pay for your own tuition or not. Add all of your physical, mental, and financial burdens to being homeless as well. Would you be able to work at your full potential? Constructing a thriving study environment for college students includes access to a stable place to stay. But again, sadly, 30,000 students nationwide are homeless. So colleges should set aside funding for implementing housing for the homeless students, as well as help for food and access to homeless shelters to set them up for success. Now that we know all the facts and the statistics on why college should do this, do you think that we should take action to reverse the rising numbers of homeless students? Thank you so much.